Welcome, 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 everyone. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. And I wanted to get here and go live and show everyone that yes, I am up early. And yes, I do practice what I preach. Got up early, did my yoga, did some meditation, drinking my necessary beverage in the morning, as everyone knows me. Um, and I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit. Let me be a little bit louder too. I was told that it needs to be a little louder with my voice, but to talk a little bit about relationships. And that was what was on my mind, heart, and spirit this morning, is to get up and allow myself to give you a message about relationships. And what I want to share is something that I think a lot of us know intuitively, but we just don't talk about. And so I wanted to get on here this morning and kind of talk a little bit before I have to go run my day about relationships. Now, the interesting thing about relationships is, believe it or not, of all the determinant factors of life, all of them, your job, your health, your wealth, your monetary wealth, all those factors. I mean, you could put them all in. There was a study done over, I believe, 80 years, and a TED talk by Robert Waldinger. That's Robert, and then Waldinger is Waldinger. It was put out in, I believe, 2015, and it's a relatively popular TED talk. And what it talked about and what it mentioned, which I thought was really interesting when I first saw it years ago, was that relationships are the most determinant factor of happiness. And I mean, they checked in with these guys starting, and they're from Harvard, and they started in from, I believe, um, from their Harvard days all the way through until they passed away. And they have like files on them they check every year. It's one of the longest studies ever done. And they went through series of life things. They grew up. Some of them didn't grow up in such a great home, but they were all Harvard grads, so you know some of them did, obviously. um, I believe all of them were Harvard grads. Anyway, um, they decided that, and they determined that the most important thing. Hey, Verona, how are you? Good to see you this morning. Thank you. I'm glad that you'll be watching. Anyway, they determined that the most important factor was, again, and believe it or not, relationships. And so, why I came in here to talk about relationships is the most important part of relationships is that relationship with yourself. And that's where self care comes in. And so, while we have the TED Talk and it talks about how relationships are the most important factor, we got to get to the nitty gritty. And what's nitty gritty? It means take care of yourself so that you can have fabulous relationships. How that works is pretty interesting too. We have the golden rule and we have the great commandment. The golden rule is across all religions. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's the golden rule. I'm not sure what it says in the other religions, but basically it's like treat others like you want yourself to be treated. And then there's the great commandment, love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And the second one is such unto it is love thyself, love thy neighbor as thyself. Well, as we know, if the kingdom of heaven is within, the kingdom of God is within, you've got to start by learning to love yourself. And what I think is most curious is, in the United States, there are no meditation classes. There are no classes talking about going within. There are no self-care classes talking about how to take care of yourself, how to self-soothe. We just don't cover that. I mean, it seems like from first grade we're taught, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. But how are we taught to self-soothe? I think that's important because even as we become adults, and we are going through this life and trying to learn how to have relationships, we rarely get into how do we take care of ourselves? How do we, in moments where we're alone physically, and what can we do, and how do we go back and look at ourselves and kind of check ourselves and kind of try to understand what's driving us to behave that way or act that way or feel that way, and really search within. And I'm compelled to ask, what are we afraid of? Why don't we do that more? Why is it looked upon as wooey wooey if you talk about self care and spirituality, science, and the science behind the fact that relationships are the most important factor in your happiness? You're not going to find it anywhere else. And you're on your deathbed, you're not going to think about, oh, I got that car and I was driving that beautiful car. No, you're not going to be thinking about that. You're going to be thinking about mom, dad, your children, your spouses. You're going to be thinking as spouses that you've had before, relationships, friends, close friends. So if that's so important, then why don't we talk about it? Why don't we share what we know? Why don't we look within and support ourselves so that we can support others? It's really, really important, especially in this day and age. I mean, we've got a lot going on, folks. I don't know where y'all been or what y'all been doing, but we've got a lot going on. And in this moment, it's really important to take care of yourself. It's really important to think about, um, what can I do to maintain. Should I look for um, something else in this moment? Am I happy in this moment? You have to ask those questions. What is this meditation stuff all about? What is my joy? You gotta ask yourself. So again, just kind of take, and then a lot of times you gotta do the work. You can talk about joy, love, meditations, but sometimes you go with that and you don't like what you see. And so there's work to be done. You may be too codependent. You may be too harboring too much anger. You may have some child issues, um, things that you need to address, behavior that you've done. Um, it says something. There's a message here. Oh, Oh, it says, please update viewers that you may experience a lower quality stream. There is keyframe rate that is too low. So anyway, if it if there's a problem, just know that. And I guess it looks like it's a Facebook platform issue. You're sending me a message. Let me see what it says here. Hmm. Okay. All right. I'm back. I went on there and I tried to update what it said for me to do. So, yes, Felicia, joy is key, and it's very key in far as developing who you are and what you need to do within relationships. As once you discover your joy and you work with the relationship within the kingdom of God within, as you know, then you're able to share. I hope that this message is coming through. I keep getting messages on here about the bit rate, and so I guess my bit rate may be too low, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to focus on what I have to say this morning. But anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Again, we're talking about relationships. One of the most important things that we talked about is that relationships, come to find out, are the determinant factor in your happiness. And this was put out by a TED Talk. It was a research study that happened over, I think, about 80 years in Harvard, where they kept going back to the same people and checking about their checking in on them regarding their lives, their jobs, their education, their location, where they lived, their health, their wealth, and they factored all that in to determine, ask them questions. How happy are you? Um, and what they found out was relationships are the most important thing. And I think we all know that. But the first relationship that happens is a relationship with yourself. And relationship within is the kingdom of heaven, God within. And so you need to determine a good relationship. We've covered the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is across many, many religions. And then also love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And love thy neighbor as thyself. So if you go within, learn to love yourself, learn to take care of yourself, learn to assess your joy, um, reach out for your joy, then you become a much more peaceful, a much more calm, a much more reticent, and a person that can really understand or relate more to others, because you've done the work. And we cannot go without talking about doing the work. And that work is facing some things that you might not want to see, you might not want to look at. They might not appear to be that great. And so you're going to have to go in and figure out what it is and why that is there, and how to get that outside of you, how to get that addressed, how to embrace that action, that or that part of you, or that section of you, or whatever you want to call it, whatever name, dark night of the soul, your issues, do the work. And it's very, very important to do that. So again, just wanted to come on here and talk about relationships. I will put a post out. I will post this to my yes, on these two things lay the kingdom. Yes, joy is key. Yes, Felicia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So again, I just wanted to get on here and kind of talk a little bit, share that with everyone. Uh, yes, that is the work. That is the work. Do the work. Face yourself. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Go within. Do the work. All of that. It's important regarding relationships. Start there. Start there. So I hope that TED Talk, again, the reference was Robert Waldinger, Waldinger. The TED Talk was in 2015. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Take a look at that. And I will be back later. Again, just wanted to show everybody, yes, I'm up early in the morning. Yes, I do my yoga. Yes, I do my meditation and my journaling. And it doesn't matter what time you do it. I like to do mine in the morning, first thing. But you can get up whenever you want to and just have that time for yourself. And then reflect and then get ready to go out there and be a person of joy. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I look forward to chatting with you again some morning. I'm going to get good at this and put like a schedule up, but right now I just do these lives and then I post the lives on my new YouTube channel. And the handle is at CalifiasRising. Again, and let me spell that for you: capital CALIFIA, capital RISING. Again, capital CALIFIA and capital RISING. Califia's Rising. And go there, click like, click subscribe. That helps the channel to grow and reach more people. So again, I appreciate you working with me, and I appreciate you being here. And thank you, Felicia. And thank you for all the next viewers later on. Appreciate y'all.